LARGO and I chose to do our shakedown hike on the Inka Trail. Once I realized that it had a front door to close and I wasn't just sleeping out in the wild, it got better.
This is not a break. This is like a spa here. It's like you're giving birth to a baby now. Come on, final push. We're gonna be walking the clouds soon.
That's how I'm gonna be after the AT. I'm gonna come back here and get a job.
Every now and then, life takes over, and what was once our original plan turns into something completely different.
You ready to do this? No? Just a little bit?
For the last 3.5 years, we have been sharing our lives as a liveaboard family, but in reality, things are a little different. We are behind on releasing the vlogs. How behind? Well, at least at this point, about 11 months behind. Life got in the way and we had to prioritize other things first. We didn't stop traveling. In fact, we kicked it into overdrive. We eventually hauled friendship out of the water in Mexico and set off for an incredible land adventure taking us to India, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. We then went back to Europe to hike the Camino Frances with our incredible world-towning voyages group trip guests. We held another trip to Barcelona and yet another group trip to India. It's been quite the ride. We have recorded every bit of it, and yes, it will all get released as vlogs, but there's something huge on the horizon that we are so excited to share. In April, LARGO and I started our thru hike of 2,197 miles of the Appalachian Trail. We only get so many years with our kids before they launch on their own adventures, so now is the time. And just our luck, we had yet another world-towning voyages trip up our sleeve, this time to Peru to hike the challenging Inka Trail for 4 days to Machu Picchu, the perfect shakedown hike to prepare us for the next 6 months on our feet. Join us as we take in a Peruvian adventure and figure out whether we are in any shape to take on the Appalachian Trail.
We're ready.
Thank you so much to our patrons, who without their support, these vlogs would not be possible.
Good morning from Orly in Paris. And this is us leaving France for like the 276,000th time. Woo! Every time we leave, we come with more stuff. You okay?
Yep.
Welcome to Cusco, Peru, where we get to spend 3 days getting acclimatized to being at 12,000 feet. Look at this. We are in, wow, the cloud level is like right there.
So it's that time again where we have another trip and I'm building another goodie basket, which this is one of my favorite things to do for the guests when they come to welcome them. Initially in the mail, they'll get a world-towning swag goodie package. And then when they get here, usually this is in their hotel room waiting for them as a little surprise of something they get to open. So starting out, we've got Inka corn, a handful of the coca chews for anyone who's feeling altitude sickness, a limited edition world-towning hiking patch. This is a bracelet. Worry dolls. These are absolutely adorable. Couples are getting a flute. And I don't know how to play it.
Before we set out on foot towards Machu Picchu on the Inka Trail, we got 100% into the sights, sounds, and smells of Cusco, Peru.
So Cusco for the ancient Incas, where it was the center of the world, and we're finding out really, really, really fast how they just dedicated their lives to making sure that this place became an astronomical center where they can do science experiments and they can realize how they can survive back in the 1200s and before that. It's incredible here. And now we're going to see some llamas. Llamas!
It's a little bit tough and chewy, but it tasted good. It actually tasted very good.
Are you talking about eating these poor animals?
I know, I felt a little bad about it. But our tour guide just gave it to me and go, eat this.
This is a vegan tour, you know that.
We have always thought that as travelers, it's not enough to jump in, do the highlights, and get out. We like to dig deeper into the culture to understand how life works and what we can learn from it.
So today we have ventured about an hour outside of Cusco into a rural village where we're gonna learn natural dyeing techniques and try our hand at weaving. Apparently we're gonna go out into nature and get some leaves and get some insects and pound things and boil things and make our own dyes. And then while our dyes are stewing and doing their things, we're actually gonna try our hand at weaving, which I heard is incredibly hard. So right in there's an 18-month-old baby sleeping. Doesn't that look unbelievably peaceful and snuggly? Vivian, you're doing great. Don't talk. I gave up. This is what I produced, but I have duty calls. I need to video.
starting the Inka Trail in like 5 minutes. It is now 8:30 in the morning, and it feels like we've been up all day long. Doesn't it? It does. And we're about to take our first steps on the Inka Trail as we cross over a bridge right over there.
Taking our first steps with packs on was more exciting. This was why we were here, and it just got real. But first, we learned how the locals keep themselves going with coca leaves.
You mix that?
You fly. You fly.
What is that?
Okay.
It's the ashes to make so fast they stimulate.
For what? For the coca leaves?
Coca leaves.
I'm confused.
You put like a taco.
Yeah.
Rolling. No, the coca leaves and this one. That's good.
We're gonna be walking the clouds soon. Day one is pretty much a walk through neighboring villages, farmers. We're not officially on the Inka Trail. We got so excited, and then our guide said, nope, not on the Inka Trail. And that's okay, because we're still checking this place out, and it is gorgeous here. But there's guys here selling fruit. There's people selling adult beverages. But it's nice. You get to see like the village life. You get to see a very rural side of Peru. You get the sound of the river right over there. That river drains all the way to the Amazon, which is really cool. I don't know if there's piranhas there, but I'm not ready to dip my feet in there just yet. And we're soaking it in. It's a perfect temperature. It's like 70 degrees right now, and it's a little cloudy, but no rain yet. Who can ask for better? All right, so this is what it looks like. We're gonna take a break. This is not a break. This is like a spa here. These are kind of the rest stops that you get to stop at along the way on the Inka Trail, and I mean, it's nice. You get Gatorade, chips, you know, all the amenities. There's bathrooms over there. That's gonna end tomorrow. All the comforts of like modern life. This is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's like just enough to get the effect, the cloud cover.
Right? And whoa. Look at you. Sitting here around 10,000 feet. Soak it in. It's beautiful.
Well, I've got to be one of the craziest ladies that is going to be on the Appalachian Trail because Largo and I chose to do our Shakedown hike on the Inka Trail. So we're going up to, 13,000 feet. In 4 days, we're gonna do about 28 miles. And already I'm like, I'm not so good on the hills, guys. I'm really fast on the straight and the down, but the hills, they get me a bit. Check out these guys. These guys work and they just like blow by us with these huge packs with all the food and some gear, and they're just, that's my idol. That's how I'm gonna be after the AT. I'm gonna come back here and get a job. As Will laughs behind the camera. Do you not think that's possible?
I don't think that's possible.
I think I can do it. I feel like I can do it.
If you believe it, I think you can do it.
I can dream it, I can do it. And of course, Largo's not in this with me because Largo is way up there at the front of our group. So this feels like this is a sign of things to come on the AT, that he will get to camp, set up the tent, cook dinner, eat, clean up, put our bear can where it needs to go, and be asleep before I even get there.
Just goes to show you, do not attempt to go on a hike with brand new shoes. I already have a hot spot.
Yeah, because on the AT, I'm gonna need to break in a new pair.
Unless you break them all in advance.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
I don't know how you're gonna do that.
I guess I just go for a walk around Denny's parking lot when I'm having my McBreakfast.
By the way, we're on like the real Inka Trail now. Inka Trail is basically a series of interconnected trails that take you all throughout different parts of the Andes that connect Incan cities. And this one we're on happens to take us to Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, baby. We're not stopping because we're tired. We're stopping because we're soaking it in.
Yes, it's the view.
There's Gak. Look at that. That's why they call this day training day, meaning that it's not the worst, and there's a lot of flats that sort of keep you not wanting to quit. But we're finding that there's a lot of ups, and we've gone from, at this point, 8,000 feet to now just like 10,500 feet. And yeah, we're earning our money here.
When you hike the Inka Trail, you have to go with a professional hiking guide for the area, and they take care of everything for you. They bring the tents, sleeping pads, and sleeping bags. They even carry your bag for you if you want them to. But everyone winds up at least carrying a pack with the essentials to get them through the day. The idea is to traverse the path of the ancient Incans, marvel in the beauty, and come away with an experience of a lifetime.
Another day in Inka Trail.
It's adorable.
You made it! Yay! So today's first afternoon scrimmage of walking has been a little bit of a just uphill, and now it's starting to sprinkle, and well, it's time to celebrate. All right, Largo, so now that we've arrived, it is time.
It's time to set this up.
Our brand new tent at Largo.
It is a Tiger Wall Big Agnes.
Three-person.
Big Agnes 3-person tent.
Which we're setting up for the very first time.
Exactly.
And at 11,000 feet.
at the perfect climate.
Thank you. How are we looking? I'm actually pretty proud that we got this thing open. Now, the next step is maybe tomorrow if we can do this without their help. That would be the best. However, without having looked at the instructions, we got this done. So
Pretty close though.
I'm pretty proud.
Good morning. I'm a morning person.
How'd you stick in your brand new tent?
Well, once I realized that it had a front door to close and I wasn't just sleeping out in the wild, it got better. I loved it.
And it rained last night.
And I love sleeping in the rain.
Now we gotta deal with drying it out.
I know. That's a pain. I have a feeling it's just going to go up wet again tonight, is what's going to happen.
Or during lunch, we could just take it out, hang it out, and let it dry.
Maybe. That's an option too, yeah.
The Andes Mountains are like none other. Morning at 10,000 feet makes you feel so alive.
Welcome to day 2. We are walking from campsite 1 to campsite 2. There are so many names for these places, and I quite frankly don't know them. But look at this majestic view that we have here. Oh my gosh, 11,000 feet in the Andes, clouds kissing us good morning, and we have this awesome tree-lined way to go ahead and guide us throughout the way. Today's gonna be the hardest day. Dead Woman's Pass is going to take us to 13,900 feet straight up. So our goal is to take our time, take our breaks, and enjoy the ride. And hopefully learn something. There's some really cool Incan ruins along the way. All right, so this is what happens when we stop for a while in front of a stream that turns into a waterfall. Turns into picture time. All right, here come our reporters. Hey!
We found out as a group real quick that even though we were to face a day of hiking beyond our expectations, doing it as a group turned the day of climbing over 3,000 feet into an incredible, fantastic experience. And even though the weather wasn't perfect, that was part of the experience, and we enjoyed every minute.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Can you see the top? Oh, I can see more people up there. Oh my gosh.
Distant figures.
Oh my gosh. We're going way up there. How far do you think until we get there? How long?
Probably the same amount that it took to get us across this valley, if not more.
I think about 45 minutes?
Probably 45 minutes to an hour.
How do you think the AT is going to be compared to this?
I'd say pretty similar, except for the large amount of mountains.
And lack of oxygen?
And lack of oxygen.
Alright, so we're now at 13,600 feet. About 300 more feet to go, maybe 400 more feet to go. Incline. We're going after the iPhone that has GPS in it. We have no service up here, but it'll tell you what the elevation is based on the GPS coordinates. And we're hoping that's 350 feet more, and we're there. You get to a point like this, and you start thinking to yourself, how beautiful this is. At this point, it's just get to the top, and there's nothing more and nothing less I'm grateful for the opportunity to hike this. I'm grateful for the people I'm hiking this with. I'm grateful to have a body that can make this work. But when I get to the top, I'll stop and enjoy this. But in the meantime, we're just there. And we're happy to be alive because we're hiking the Inka Trail, man. It's pretty cool. And that's it. 13,900 and how many feet? Come on, you can do it. You beat the porters. We beat the porters. Albert, let's go to a restaurant. You can do it. All right, so now what? Now we wait. And now we're at the point where we wait for the next round. Yeah. Catching our breath. Feel good?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely hard, but yeah.
It's now close for Jessica and Vivian to show up, and look at this. I couldn't have asked for a better solution. It's clear, it's nice, and they're almost there. I can almost smell them. They're not going to acknowledge me till they're at the top. That's what they're saying. Final push.
I'm going to push you over the side.
It's like you're giving birth to a baby now. Come on, final push. Yay!
I recall last time we came up here, we spent 30 seconds here. We snapped a photo, it was pouring, and that was it.
So what we do is, to celebrate, we do ahi, like super hot sauce with crackers. And this is our toast to... Plus we're really hungry.
It's not that bad.
It's pretty good. Hot sauce, anyone? No? Taking a break, day 3.
Last night was a rough night for me. The altitude doesn't bother me, really not at all. And we're pretty high up, but top was 13,000, Will? Yesterday, is that what we were at?
13.9
13.9.
last night, or yesterday afternoon.
So it doesn't typically bother me, but what I'm finding is it bothers me when I sleep.
And we slept at 11,008.
So last night, I was up for 2 hours in the middle of the night, feeling a little dizzy. And I guess with altitude sickness for me, it's like, you know, when an animal dies, all their systems let loose. Well, for me, I have to go to the bathroom really bad, number 1 and 2. So in the middle of the night when it was pouring rain, I had to go to the bathroom. Will went with me as my flashlight. It wasn't pleasant. And then I just kind of sat up at a 90-degree angle for about, I don't know, it was an hour and a half probably, until I just couldn't take it anymore. I was so darn tired. And then I laid down and I was having a little bit of vertigo, but I was fine. Finally fell asleep, I think just from exhaustion. And I had a Titanic breakfast this morning. But now that I'm hiking, I'm fine. I guess my body just wants to be hiking. And when it's sitting still or resting, it doesn't like that. It's very slippery this morning and a bit dangerous. We like to live dangerously.
Although the maximum altitude is 13,000 feet, which would seem like a more leisurely day, it starts with a 2,000-foot climb with no switchbacks. Your only solace is that the big climb happens at first light with fresh legs.
So here's my system for breathing when I'm going into the high altitudes, when I'm in high altitudes. I do big in and out. Big in through the nose. Sometimes it's shorter. I'm like a big in and out. And then I keep going until I can feel a point where I'm kind of hitting that threshold that if I don't stop, I'm going to be
I don't pick a tree and say I'm gonna make it to that. I know my body. And on the AT, we're never gonna get to this high altitude, so it's gonna be great.
We're heading downhill, and this is probably the hardest downhill you've seen the entire Inka Trail. And wow, well, it's okay.
Can you imagine doing a 15-day roll?
Can you imagine doing what?
The 15.
No, the answer is no, I could not. Our porter was telling us that they have a race here, and the fastest recorded time of doing the entire Inka Trail, which is taking us at this point 3 days and change,
Slide over.
is 3.5 hours. And I can't even run a marathon that fast. Look at this, guys. Just racing. Why aren't you doing that?
Because I did that this morning.
There you go.
I'm my cool down now.
The Inka Trail is unlike anything else. You have to have confidence on the trail to be able to take you along cliff faces from day to day. But the views are like nothing else. The key to it is to stop and take it all in. In this case, the person who gets into camp last is the winner, as this is the person who got to spend the most time in this majesty.
This is amazing. If your younger self would have told your older self you would be hiking Machu Picchu.
Well, as I was younger, I wanted to do it all my life.
Did you? I had no idea that I'd be doing this.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Pretty steep out here.
Is it slippery or no?
Not really, just steep. It looks like it's getting a little steep. These are kind of rounded edges.
Look at that, Largo. It's Inka power, Largo. You're channeling the ancient Incas.
Hiking the Inka Trail is precisely what you would expect. The stones that you walk upon were laid in the 14th and 15th centuries to link one Incan city or village to another. Yes, there has been some restoration, but the majority of the stones are original. The path is as narrow as it is because it was designed for single-file passages with llamas that don't require much space.
This is what day 3 looks like. It is rough, but spectacularly beautiful. And because we took a shorter day yesterday because we had a bit of a slowdown, we're making today a longer day. Today is 16 kilometers, 10 miles, and it started off a little bit rainy, but it's absolutely amazing. And I have to say, for those of you who are wondering if the Inka Trail is rough, I think we've already established that. Don't come here unless you're ready. If you feel like you can't do it, just train a little bit more. If you feel like you can do it, still train a little bit more. We're approaching now our lunch spot for the day. It is about 12:30 in the afternoon. We've been now walking since 5:30 in the morning-ish. We're going to have cell service. This will be like the first cell service we've had since day 1. So basically we've got about 36 hours. And it's time to brag to the world. All the photos that we've taken. This is what it looks like. Lunch tents all over the place. This is not a spiritual hike. This is the hike to get the next Wi-Fi hotspot.
This is a de-stressing from work hike. I just came down those stairs, which are not regulation, clearly, and are so super close for my size 9 feet. And this has like been all day today, you guys. It's crazy. But if you turn around, this is what you get to see. It's magical.
So at this point we're heading down towards our final campground, which is 3,000 feet from where we just had lunch, and we're doing it in rapid pace. Now, the way that we're breaking this out, which is really cool, is that one of the porters has decided to sort of be our guide, so we can go his speed, although we're not going even remotely close to his speed. He goes like 3 times our speed, but And then those others that want to take the more scenic route are going to go ahead and go the other way with the guide. And within an hour and a half, we've already gone down 2,000 feet, and it started raining. So we gotta start watching our feet and making sure that we get there safe, because these rocks can be slippery slough. How's the rain?
Good. It's raining. And it's raining. It's actually starting to rain harder, so I think we should get going.
This is what it looks like going through our last couple moments of day 3. And we're getting the adventure of a lifetime here. Welcome to the campsite. It appears that we are the first ones here from all the porters, which means there's no tents, there's no nothing. There's just us in the rain. I can't believe we beat the porters. Dude, we're fast!
The amazing part of the Inka Trail experience is that the porters take all of the food and drinks along the entire trail, and the meals cannot be beat. But on the last day, there's an extra special surprise.
This cake, he made it in this campsite. Wow. Yeah, this man, he didn't brought it all the way to here. No, he made it so fresh cake.
We're on day 4 of the Inka Trail, Monkey Stairs, and also called by a better name, the Gringo Killers. And it is all the way up. We're training professionals at this point. Do you notice ultralight gear at this point, Jess? Or does it matter?
I'm just very self-conscious about the camera up my ass right now.
I won't show it, don't worry about it. So you can look all the way down behind me. It's all the way down.
It doesn't look that bad.
And look at Franklin, he's like walking up like as if it's a...
He's walking up tiptoe, one foot.
Like an escalator.
More than halfway.
All right, let's keep it going. Pain does not exist anymore. Uncomfortable doesn't exist anymore. Feet are wet. We're soaked to the bone. We're just stepping on water like it's nobody's business. We have a cliff right by us. We're not concerned. And it's awesome, man. You know, I mean, we struggled a lot, and today it's all nothing but smiles. Even with the 3 a.m. wake-up call in the middle of the rain. Today we've also ran into our first all-female tour meeting, like with a female guide too. Very few female guides on the Inka Trail, and when we saw them, they were like the happiest people on the planet. And hey, if I just had an ounce of their power, I wouldn't have had any struggles at all during this entire trail. But all that being said, we got, hold on, let's just stop and look at this. I hope this cloud goes away for when we get to Machu Picchu, but we have about 20 minutes until we get to the sun gate, and then it's nothing but Machu Picchu time. And then the views will get of nothing because it's so cloudy. Here we go. It's a few more steps. Hola.
Hola.
Buenas. And can you see it? Oh,
Look at it. So
it's so beautiful. Wah, wah, wah. This time of year, it's the rainy season, and I'm touching Machu Picchu. We get to walk around Machu Picchu. We get to own this joint for the day, or like half a day. And we're just gonna sort of learn all there is about the majesty of this place.
I'll go chasing rainbows, near or far. I'll color your world. Ooh. Someday I will find you, shooting star. You belong in my hand, in my hand.
Right. here is what everyone's been waiting for, which is the trip through Machu Picchu, and everyone has been enjoying this. But I think that the journey getting here was honestly a whole lot better. Not to say this is not amazing, but hiking through all of the 30 miles of the Inka Trail is like nothing else on this world.
And this is it, our success story. The reward for hiking for 3.5 days has come upon us. Machu Picchu is a bucket list item for many, and we are here to behold it, not just because it is so preserved and possesses so much history, but because it sits in one of the most beautiful mountain ranges in the world. And as a group, we all got to share in the majesty together.
After all is said and done, are you ready for the AT?
Yeah, I think the AT is going to be easy compared to this. The problem is it's going to be 6 months. Do you think I'm ready?
I don't know. Largo?
Are you ready for the AT, Largo? Right now. We know our rain gear works. We set up our tent once. Yeah, I think I'm happy with everything. My thermal pants are good. My hokas are good. My gaiters are good. We got to figure out how to use our stove. We're ready. This is the best way to see it, where it's like a curtain that opens, right?
So when it all ends, basically you just head out to this part up here where it is a hikers only section, followed by the non-hikers only section.
The clean tourists up there, and they keep us stinky people together down here.
So the wind comes up this way towards them, and you can see that they're like, oh, we're Inka Trail hiker trash here.
And with that, we are done. It is now time to pack it all up and make our way to Springer Mountain in Georgia for the start of the Appalachian Trail. We will be recording every day of our journey with a whole new format. We hope that you join along for the 2,197-mile journey, and as you can tell, there's no such thing as an average hiking day.
Can they see? Because where are their eyes? You can't even see their eyes.
No, they see.
So we just blew them away by saying that 3 people fit inside this tent.
It doesn't look like it fits 3 people.
Alright, so this is what happens when we stop for a while in front of a waterfall, or a stream that turns into a waterfall. Turns into picture time. So now we're heading to the cafe where we're getting our first taste of real food while we pass clean smelling people. I hope they're not that ashamed or that scared of walking around people that smell like, well, 4-day-old BO.